Mr. Casmark, will you call the meeting to order?
Mayor, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council for May 5th, 2011 to order at 8 p.m. On roll call, council members Catamagna,
Here.
Castiglia,
Here.
Conboy,
Here.
Chawinski,
Yeah, here.
Work,
Here.
Monsino,
Here.
Mayor Moller.
Here, will everybody here please rise for a prayer and flag salute? Oh God, our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting with your trusted fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our heart and plant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbor. Guide us in our deliberations so our decisions will always bring peace to you and our community. Excuse me. Always please you and bring peace to our community. I only read this 900 times, I'm sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Law of the State of New Jersey requires the commencement of each meeting a statement by the presiding officer. Now therefore be advised, the meeting requirements of this meeting have been met by posting an annual notice in the Record and the Herald News and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk, as well as in the public place within the municipal building. Said notice was posted on January 1, 2011.
Mayor, at this time, we have the approval of minutes from the executive session of April 14th, 2011, the regular meeting of April 21st, 2011, special work meeting of April 21st, 2011, and the executive session of April 21st, 2011.
Motion for all four, unless somebody wants to comment about one of them.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Conboy, second.
Second.
By Mr. Work, discussion. Call the roll.
On roll call, council members Catamagna,
Here.
Castiglia,
Yes.
Conboy,
Yes.
Chawinski,
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
Monsino.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, tonight we have the amendment and adoption of the 2011 municipal budget, Resolution 117-11. Whereas the local municipal budget for the year 2011 was approved on the third day of March 2011, whereas the public hearing on said budget was held as advertised, and whereas it is desired to amend said approved budget. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, that the following amendments to the budget for the 2011 calendar year be made. Be it further resolved that 2 certified copies of this resolution will be filed forthwith in the Office of the Director of the Division of Local Government Services for certification of the 2011 local municipal budget as amended. I hereby certify that this is a true copy of the resolution of the Borough and Council approved this 5th day of May 2011, and the current fund, general revenues, and general appropriations are as listed. Mayor, can I make a recommendation that we open it up to the public
Sure.
before we adopt the resolution?
I'd like to move that if anyone in the public want to be heard on the amendment to our budget document. No one wishes to be heard, I'll close the public portion of the meeting. May I have a motion on the amendment, please?
So moved.
Mr. Chawinski, second.
Second.
Mr. Conboy, discussion?
Mayor, if I may, could I just point out a few
Yes,
highlights here?
please.
While we, okay. From our last public meeting, hopefully the residents are catching what we've been talking about here. I'd just like to hit a few high points of this final budget as, before we vote to pass on it. As we've promised, we will continue always looking at this working document, and even with tonight's passage, this doesn't mean it's a free-for-all. Our department heads are very good that way. They realize just because it's approved, they just go out and spend their money. They're going to be very diligent in what they're watching their spending as they're watching it now. We have our CFO, Roy Rigatano, sitting up here, as well as our borough clerk. They manage that very closely and keep it close to the vest. So they'll continue to work with our department heads to make sure that we are within this budget, and hopefully, like I said, it doesn't mean we just go out and spend whatever in the line item. So, and we've been good about that over the years with the leadership from the mayor, with his constant telling us that we need to always be looking out for the next cycle. And we've always, and I've professed that here as your finance chair, we always look not just to get past this budget. It's just not one hurdle. There's a lot of hurdles down the road. We still don't know what the state's going to say next, or what other requirements are going to come. I can tell you, in talking with a lot of other councilmen in other towns, as well as our CFO, talking to other CFOs, plus he's on the executive board within the state, they're all concerned about the next one. with this cap and what's going to be down the road. And that's where we were very careful. Since our last public meeting, we met with our auditor and our CFO and our clerk and the mayor and council, and we did go back and try to sharpen those pencils and look at the line items. Our department heads made more cuts. And we then met earlier this week, the clerk and our CFO met with our auditor, and we discussed some more changes that we made in this. If you recall, at the end of the day, the good point about this whole report is that 2 weeks ago, we were at $97 for the year, which worked out to, about $25 per household, assessed at $335,000. Today, we are down to $67. So we are down to $16.75 on the average home assessed at $335,000 on what you'll be paying per quarter. That is basically, at the end of the day, folks, with everything we have in place and being concerned about 2013, with everything else that we've put into play, we hope we will always be good. This municipality doesn't believe in peaks and valleys when it comes to its budget. We like a nice, solid line going through that machine, a nice, nice little line going to keep us going there. Good rate, good heartbeat there financially. And as you recall, we've done some things financially to be smart. Things will start coming into play as time goes on. For example, the table of organization. The chief was great, our chief of police. We worked out a new table of organization. When that all starts coming through, there's a true savings there of somewhere from $800,000 to $1 million when you incorporate all the incentives, benefits, and so forth. Our mayor and clerk did a great job in reworking our hauler contract, which will save another large sum of money for us. There has been substantial savings in the reduction of staff here, whether it be through a layoff or they left on their own or retirement. And of course, we've had nothing but success with the shared services in the building department. It's been a home run for the neighborhood, for our residents. As you know, we're looking into possibly more shared services with the town of Saddlebrook, which will again present more savings. So, folks, at the end of the day, as your finance chair and as a member of this mayor and council that have worked on this, we have worked real hard on this, and this is a great budget. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else who wants to comment? I would just like to echo a couple of things that Mr. Councilman Conboy has indicated. As long as I've been here, we've tried to avoid what is called peaks and valleys, and he used that term, which means that we don't get a cut this year and a spike next year where it's costing us and then come down again, then go up again. I think the people in this community prefer to see an even budget every year, just trying no major increases, no major decreases, so that they know where they're going. I'd like to commend the committee for even looking at this again. $67 is about as low as you can get, keeping in mind that we're looking at next year and the following year. If we cut everything out this year and we have a spike next year with gasoline costs going up and other costs going up, then we're going to have major problems looking into the cap. So I'd like to commend the committee and the council for the work on this budget. I think it's an excellent budget. We haven't had to have any layoffs, and people who are leaving may not be replaced, and we'll continue to work that way. Call a roll, please.
On Resolution 117-11, the amendment to the 2011 municipal budget, council members Catamagna,
Yes.
Castiglia,
Yes.
Conboy,
Yes.
Chawinski,
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Resolution 118-11, resolution to adopt the 2011 municipal budget. Be it resolved by the governing body, the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, that the budget herein before set forth is hereby adopted and shall constitute an appropriation for the purposes stated in the sums therein set forth as appropriations and authorization of the amount of $16,864,197 for municipal purposes. Summary of revenues is as listed for a total appropriation of $26,265,898.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Chawinski, can I give Mr. Conboy that first motion?
Sure.
And Mr. Chawinski second. Any discussion? Mr. Conboy, would you like to repeat your statement?
Well, Mayor,
No discussion, call a roll, please.
use my time.
On roll call for adoption of the 2011 municipal budget, council members Catamagna.
Yes.
Castiglia.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Chawinski.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Mayor, this evening under ordinances on first reading, Resolution 119-11, introduce ordinance 11-8 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled a bond ordinance to authorize the 2011 road resurfacing program in, by, and for the Borough of Elmwood Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $570,000 to pay the cost thereof, and to make a down payment to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of such bond anticipation notes of the issuance of such bonds, be passed and adopted on first reading, and be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, May 19th, 2011, at 8 p.m. or as soon thereafter as same can be heard, at which time and place all persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and he is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Stiglia, second?
Second.
Mr. Work, discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Catamagna,
Yes.
Castiglia,
Yes.
Conboy,
Yes.
Chawinski,
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
Bonsino.
yes,
Motion on introduction carries. Resolution 120-11, introduce ordinance 11-07 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the chapter of the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park entitled Traffic, and whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, April 21st, 2011, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the traffic code of the Borough of Elmwood Park pass on final reading.
Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard on this traffic ordinance?
Mayor, can we have a motion and a second?
Oh, picky. Motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Chawinski, Mr. Boncino, any discussion, all in favor, opposed, so ordered? Anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard? If not, I'll close the public portion of the meeting. And may I have a motion to adopt? Any comments by the council? Okay. As you know, I had some reservations. I'm not going to comment that. I just hope that when this ordinance on the snow removal is worked out, we have no problems with it. I had some questions about it, but we'll see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, we'll change it again. Call the roll, please.
We need a motion and a second on adoption.
Oh, I thought that. Motion made by Mr. Castiglia, second.
second,
Second, Mr. Boncino. Discussion? I made my discussion. Call the roll, please.
Council members Catamagna,
No.
Castiglia,
Yes.
Conboy,
Yes.
Chawinski,
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
Bonsino.
yes,
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening, under the consent agenda, we have Resolution 121-11, redeem third-party tax lien, U.S. Bank for Phoenix. Resolution 122-11, redeem third-party tax lien, Havit Development LLC. Resolution 123-11, appoint volunteer firefighter in Company 2, James Mills. Resolution 124-11, appoint volunteer firefighter Company Number 3, Conrad Wermester. Resolution 125-11, appoint volunteer firefighter in Company Number 3, Michael Sobeski. Resolution 126-11, appoint junior firefighter in Company Number 1, Tyler Lewinsky. Resolution 127-11, appoint temporary clerk in the municipal court office, Deborah Zafanti. Resolution 128-11, appoint special law enforcement officer, Class 1B, Stephen Leon, that's for court. Resolution 129-11, support Senate Bill S-54 relative to flood mitigation. Resolution 130-11, approve animal control services contract with the County of Bergen Health Department in the amount of $30,090.75. Resolution 131-11, accept a trophy case donation from Kenneth Van Ryan family. Resolution 132-11, authorize the 2010 recycling tonnage grant. Resolution 133-11, approve the 2010 recycling tax in the amount of $19,327.08. And Resolution 134-11, support Municipal Clerks Week from May 1st to May 7th, 2011.
May I have a motion on those resolutions in the consent calendar?
so moved,
Mr. Boncino, second.
Second.
Mr. Work, discussion?
Mayor, if I could just comment on Resolution 127-11. This is not a new employee for the municipal court office. This is just someone who is certified, who will be here to cover various vacation days in the summer for our office staff.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Catamagna.
Yes.
Castiglia.
Yes.
Conboy.
Yes.
Chawinski.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
Bonsino.
yes,
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening under Resolutions, we have Resolution 135-11. Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that the following named be and are hereby appointed as teachers and counselors in the Recreation Summer Program for 2011, as listed.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Conboy?
Second.
Mr. Castiglia, any discussion? This is for our summer playground recreation program. These are the people who will be working there. And we advise everybody to join up. It's been an excellent program, one of the best in the county over the years, and we would like to see it continue. Call the roll, please.
On roll call, council members Catamania,
Yes.
Castiglia,
Yes.
Conboy,
Yes.
Kowinski,
Yes.
Work,
Yes.
Alonsino.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening, under departmental reports, we have the report from the municipal clerk and the Recreation Department.
Motion to receive and file?
So moved.
Mr. Castiglia and Mr. Conboy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so ordered. Committee reports. Mr. Catamania?
Yes, Mayor, I just want to say a few words regarding last night's meeting. I was the one to call the meeting between the Board of Education and Recreation. Mainly was to maybe people sit down and try to resolve things on their own. As you saw, I did not get involved at all in the discussion. The only thing I made a little comment toward the end, maybe I should have. And I didn't know it was going to end up that way. It was a little bit hot. It was a little bit, and I didn't realize it was going to be like that. But if you guys have a next meeting, I will exclude myself from the meeting, and I will not participate because I didn't know it was going to come up with so many questions, and it was kind of a little bit hot, and I didn't like it at all. I was a little bit disappointed, but that's okay. It's not my place to be there because I work for the Board of Education. And the next meeting that you have, I will not participate.
Okay,
Okay, Mayor?
sounds good.
That's all I have to say. The rest is progress.
Thank you. Mr. Chewinski?
Yeah, Mayor, briefly, I'd just like to say thanks to Scott Cars and Joan, his assistant at the Keith here. We finally got that fire hydrant fixed on Route
Yes.
4 with Public Service holding the pole, and the other ones are in the works. It was long overdue. Last night I attended the county. They are at zero with their introduced budget, completely zero. One of the last cuts they made, and you'll probably read about it in the paper, was they cut an ambulance, not volunteer, it's paid for by the county, it costs us $950,000 a year. It's a redundant service, meaning that our volunteers have backups, which are pay ambulances. And the pay ambulances, I understand, is the way they said it last night. If you don't have insurance, they don't collect it, they don't charge it. So it's a program that should be cut. Okay. On another front with the park, with the county, I put a call into the new acting Parks Director, Mr. Christner. He's coming out to look at the teaching fields, just to get a feel for it. Because as you know, we're still working on trying to get that park. And also, the plans have been submitted to move that pump station to the county to see if we can get the financing. And I think one last thing, Mayor, I'd just like to say, the major flooding through all the Bergen County, especially Saddlebrook, Fairlawn, and Elmwood Park and Garfield, the county is going to make a liaison to an engineer to head off all those problems and try and make a joint effort now. The ex-mayor from Saddlebrook was there last night, and they have some funding for it, they say, and they're going to put it all together with the acting chairman on the Freeholder Board. And one last thing, I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there this Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chewinski. Mr.
Happy Cinco
Castiglia?
de Mayo. Don't forget.
Cinco de Mayo, too.
Hoy,
You're
Cinco
right.
de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy
Felicidades.
Mother's Day, first off, before I forget that. I just have a few reminders here. The hazardous waste is coming up on Saturday, May 14th. If you have hazardous waste around the house that you need to get rid of, household chemicals, lawn pesticides, paint, motor oil, it's got to go over to Bergen County, the Camp Car Reservation up in Mawa.
May 14th.
May 14th. There's a hotline number there if you need to call for information. It's 201-807-5825. That's fluorescent bulbs, propane tanks, all that stuff. A little bit of report on the DPW. First of all, the planning board has been kind of slow, so there's nothing to report there. We were here about 20 minutes at a meeting last night, only one issue. On the DPW, Of course, everybody heard that the road program, the resurfacing program was approved tonight, so that should be getting started soon. They're still out repairing potholes, even at this late date. They were out this last month repairing signs again for the police department. They had to repair or install about 26 different signs, as the police chief asked them to. They were over on to Weller Ave and Market Street, two different locations. There was some clogged sewer mains that they were working on also this month. And down at the DPW yard, where people bring their solid waste, we dumped about three tons this month, so it is a useful thing. I know that most of it's used on Saturdays. I see most of the people down there on Saturdays. And that's it, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Work?
Thank you, Mayor. Once again, the Elmwood Park Health Department will be continuing offering the free adult consultation and child health care clinics to the residents of Elmwood Park. The next adult consultation clinic, which includes consultation with the registered nurse from Hackensack Hospital and free blood pressure screening, will be held on May 17th, Tuesday morning, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the private clinic room in the municipal building. This clinic is available for all adults from 18 years and older, and no appointment is required, and walk-in residents are welcome. The next child health care clinic, which also includes free immunizations for infants up to 18 years old, will be held on June 2nd, which is Thursday morning from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., and a pediatrician and registered nurse are on site. And this clinic is for well children without health insurance coverage and those not enrolled in the New Jersey Family Care Plan. And this clinic is by appointment only, so please call the Elmwood Park Board of Health at 201-796-1457, extension 604, to set up your appointment. The Elmwood Park Health Department continues to offer the free vaccines provided by the AAR Act at no charge, and these could be received at the next adult consultation clinic, or you can make an appointment with the Board of Health. The Elmwood Park Board of Health is also holding a CMAC blood testing clinic on May 17th. That'll be Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. for all residents. Pre-registration in person is required, and for a fee of $25, you'll receive a comprehensive metabolic profile that includes total cholesterol, HDL, LDL, triglycerides, blood glucose readings. And if you wanted to get an additional screening for a PSA or prostate test, that can be performed on men 40 years old of age or older for additional fee of $35. The Elmwood Park Board of Health is also sponsoring a free rabies clinic on May 18th, which is Wednesday, for all cats and dogs. The clinic will be held outdoors, rain or shine, at Borough Field, at the Borough Field parking lot, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. for dogs, and from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. for cats. And all pets must be licensed. And the next Elmwood Park homeowners meeting will be held on May 25th, which is the last Wednesday of the month, in the all-purpose room. And as of today, I don't have a guest speaker who they plan to have as a guest speaker. And finally, the mayor and council, as Tom mentioned, is very close to setting up sharing services with our Board of Health Department with Saddlebrook. We are currently waiting from the Saddlebrook mayor and council to approve that. And we're also looking to add additional responsibilities to our personnel at the health department in order to provide additional savings. And the Elmwood Park Board of Health would provide this, the services to Saddlebrook, which means the Saddlebrook residents will be coming here for the free clinics, the child clinics, the adult clinics, and our Board of Health would stay at home base right here. And we're anticipating a savings in the area between $45,000 and $70,000. And that's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, good report. Mr. Conboy?
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of things. First of all, we, as the mayor and council knows, the rec board, as I reported at the last meeting, was in the beginning stages of purchasing a bus. The need has come for a bus. We don't want any of our rec programs to be hampered by waiting for approvals to use the district buses. So we have now decided to purchase our own bus. We got a great deal on a bus. First Student Bus Company provided a great bus. We had it inspected. It meets all of the qualifications. It was brought here to the borough to the DPW yard last week. if you could have made it. I know many of the councilmen work during it, obviously we all work during the day, thank God. We're still working, and so if you had a chance to come down, you could have checked out the bus. Mayor, they've adjusted the seats, you'll be able to reach the pedals, so you're all set to go, buddy. So we're gonna be okay, it's a good bus, it's meet all the, like I said, meets the requirements. Our JIF insurance agent is happy with the bus as well, so all those kind of concerns we are good with. Hopefully we'll have a contest to see what we painted. Some have said we should make it look like the Partridge Family bus, I don't know. So check out the bus, our bus may be rolling down your street soon. Regarding, as the mayor mentioned, we have our summer camp registration underway. Unfortunately, as disappointing as it is, I want to point out a few things. This is our summer camp flyer. Please make sure you won't receive this flyer from your children's backpack unless they attend St. Leo's or St. Anne's. The district has decided not to submit these out for us. But we...
Excuse me, which district?
The Elmwood Park School District
Okay.
has decided not to send out our flyers. I know the rec has been getting phone calls, parents asking with, information about the summer camp, and did we even send out the flyer? We did. This year, summer camp is going to be $290 per child. That's less than last year. If you got your community news this week, hopefully everybody got their delivery by today. They usually delivered by today. It's got a nice cover. Good-looking guy right there on the cover.
I noticed them,
How
yeah.
much that cost you?
Young guy.
But throughout the
Mr. Marone I'm talking about.
throughout the shopper, community news, sorry, you'll find it's not in the same place. On this particular one, it's right in the inside. You may find it also in your coupon area. But in the Elmwood Park run, we have put an insert in there. Moving forward until we come up, the rec commission and our rec director come up with another means of promoting our programs, because that might be an ongoing problem, getting them in the backpack. We'll find other avenues, or of course I've mentioned before, we're looking into buying a community bulletin board, a digital sign one, that will help promote their programs. So we may do some things like this. Plus, there's a beautiful banner across Market Street promoting our summer camp. As the mayor said, it's been one of the best. It gets highly ranked. We have a lot of out-of-towners every year who want to join it, and it's just an Elmwood Park program. So we are very proud of it, get involved in that. Regarding the summer camp program, as Councilman Catamaga mentioned, he mentioned we had a meeting last night with some of the members of our school district, and in some parts of it, yes, was disappointing. One of the issues that did come out of it was brought up that this year, in the middle school grades, there's about 20% of the student body that may have to attend a very needed remedial summer school program. And there's a concern by the district that those children, if they sign up for summer camp, due to the no refund policy, that they would be out that monies. I'm proud to report that the rec board and the rec director, the commission, have been talking today. We're going to come up with a couple of options there. As the superintendent mentioned last night, that a final number would not really be known until June when report cards are final. And of that number, of that 20% of that student body, who knows if even all those children even attended summer camp to begin with. We're going to come up with some kind of refund that's related to that, if it's due to a hardship like with having to attend these remedial classes. Also even offer another option where if you cannot make it in the morning because you'll be at morning classes, our bus will even come to get you and pick you up and have an afternoon rate so that you don't miss out on some great activities. I think that was a positive that came out of last night. We were able to, again, handle things with to accommodate if that issue should arise. So I'm proud of that.
Excuse me, Tom?
Yes.
One second, just back up one. Can I ask one question, Mayor?
Yes.
Why can't we send the flyers through the school? Won't they send
That's
them
my
out?
question.
Well, as we have all learned,
Is it illegal?
suddenly,
No,
the
is it-
school district has decided to run their own summer camp. And when the superintendent said that the reason why, when he was asked why is he running a summer camp, he said because of the fact that it's been strongly suggested to him that he runs a remedial summer program.
All right.
For about, out of 800 students, about 150 would be affected, which is about 20%. So I said to him, well, and he figured why they're there, let's run a summer camp. We said, fine, we'll offer some kind of refund policy. You could cancel your summer camp. He said, no, we're running a summer camp.
But still, even to send the flyers out for our summer
Well,
camp.
he
Maybe
felt
they want,
that-
some people want to go there, some might want to go to the spray ground here, but
He felt it would be, it's competing with his own program.
Brian, is that, I'll stop Brian if that's legal, you can do that. It's a public entity, right?
I would suspect that the Board of Education has the right to monitor what is distributed through its students.
Yeah, I can understand, as long as it's not.
But this we've been doing for years and years, and it's been one of our easy ways of getting it out and
Well,
promoting
I'd
the
say give the
program.
residents the option of two parks,
Okay.
one with spray grounds, one with this.
Well, Councilman, as the mayor just said, he's correct. Usually what happens, unless the procedure's been changed, and Councilman Cavanagh might know, I know he goes to their meetings. Usually what happens, the flyer has to go in front of the board to be approved. They have to see it, they have to see what it's about, and they have to approve it. I don't know if the superintendent took it upon himself, or, I know the flyers went over, we were told that they would not be distributed. I don't know if the board even voted on it, I really don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Some other things about recreation, what else is going on? Our rec director there's been some, every season, with every new season of sports, this topic gets brought up. And usually by the few people, you can count on really one hand how many always object. One thing that we've been very aggressive about here for years, and Councilman Jack McLaughlin was a big supporter of it, was the fingerprinting of our coaches. Now, I understand it's sometimes, frustrating because you have to do it every season. And we've tried to work with the state. I know many of our president of our rec board is here in the audience. He's called the state to talk about things like this to get some better guidance. It cost the borough roughly about $3,500 a year to do this. We had said that we would do this because it's worth it. Since the inception of the program, unfortunately, there's been, quite a few, more than we like, that have been not approved. A side note to that is a lot of folks have also cleaned up anything that they maybe didn't realize was on their record or whatever, so that's also worked out very positively. But since some folks like to make it an issue, our rec director's been very aggressive in working with the folks from the Megan Law Committee. They now are going to be offering, if you're a town who's committed to keep doing this, there is going to be grants available. So right now, we're waiting to get a partial reimbursement, and hopefully it would be a full reimbursement, which they believe, since Elmwood Park has been such a supporter of this, that we would get full reimbursement. So I'll keep you updated on that. I think it's a great thing. Great job by our rec director trying to find ways to get these things paid for, which we reimburse. Other municipalities, the coach has to pay. I think it's about $42, I think, or $26. We actually reimburse them. So the coaches who we value, they're not out of pocket. It may take a little while to get their monies because we like to hold it in as one shot and get them all done in lump sums so that the checks all get cut in groups. So that's just some good news on that. Don't forget about our spray park. We're really excited this year. We've got one of the best looking spray parks now. It's it's become a model for other spray parks. And as I reported during the winter months, even though nobody was thinking about getting wet, we will now offer day passes. You could buy right on the spot. You can pay by check right there at the spray ground parks. And we're going to extend our late hours because it was so successful. It'll be open during the week on later hours. Don't forget, folks, our seniors, our spring fling at the rec center, a new initiative by our rec director, is May 17th. As I told you, Peter Lieberman is already booked. Our summer soccer program, our summer, it's a summer camp for, this is summer registration for the fall registration for soccer camp. Soccer, please don't forget to sign up. There's also a soccer camp this year. Please don't miss out on this either as well. Another great thing by our rec department. And just a couple of final things here, Mayor. I'm sorry for going on, but there's a lot to report on.
No, you're not going on.
Just some things.
You're just continuing.
Sorry. There's a lot. There's a lot.
That's
You know me.
fine, that's fine.
There's a lot going on around EP that I'd just like to point out. Our Chamber of Commerce is really getting, really moving along. They're starting to truck down Market Street. They're really charged up. They're going to meet again. This will be a third meeting in less than 3 months. On May 11th here at Borough Hall. I believe they're going to, Keith, is that done deal? Here at Borough Hall, 7 p.m., all-purpose room next Wednesday? Or is it 7:30 maybe?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock here at Borough Hall, the all-purpose room. The function of this meeting is to talk about Community Day, which is June 4th. Even though they're just getting going, they really want to try to be involved. Many, many years ago, the Chamber actually ran Community Day. So they really are charged up. It's a great group, and they're always looking, business owners, please get involved in our chamber. They're doing another mailing, and they're really moving along. I just wanted to say, last Wednesday, we all attended, those of us who could attend, that wonderful fundraiser for the Leader Boys. What an outpour from Elmwood Park and from surrounding neighborhoods, other folks from other communities. Money was pouring in from all over the state, and it was really a nice function to see so much good done by these our adopted sons here in the town of Elmwood Park. It was great. I know that the Leader family, of course, was very touched. So what a great evening, and we're also happy for the boys. They need those funds badly. So nice job by everybody in Elmwood Park. I want to congratulate Mrs. Policano, Kathy. I've known her for over 30 years. Spent many nights sleeping on her couch. And congratulations on getting involved when she retired. I said, you got to get involved. The mayor put her on the library board, and now she's going to be back where her roots are, on the Board of Ed, and I wish her well. A couple of us were able to attend. It was like a last-minute thing over the weekend. We attended a very special function at the Parkway Lanes. Myself, Mayor Mola. I called all the councilmen. Some were busy, already had commitments, but myself, Mayor Mola, Councilman Castiglia, Councilman Chewinski, attended a special function at Parkway Lanes. I've mentioned them before. Again, a great business owner in town. He's trying to keep a great business alive. He was featured in New Jersey Monthly as one of the best premier bowling centers in New Jersey. He's really brought that place back to life since George's passing. And he wanted to celebrate his success with all his bowlers and all his leagues. He brought Buddy, the cake boss, to the bowling alley. Unfortunately, when you're in TV world, they move kind of late. So unfortunately, he didn't arrive until later on in the evening, about after 9 o'clock, 9:30. And they actually taped an upcoming episode, well, for the next season. We won't see it from anywhere from like 9 to 12 weeks from now. But I can't talk about the cake. I had pictures, but we're under contract that we can't talk or show the cake. We don't ruin his episode. But his whole family was there. It was a great night for Elmwood Park, and he did a great job. So I want to congratulate those guys as well. And just a quick shout out, of course, happy Mother's Day to those mothers in the audience, all our moms here in town. And I'd also like to thank all of our military personnel for what they have done, our Commander-in-Chief, everything that he has done, our President, to help ease some pain to all of our neighbors and so forth that fell victim from 9/11. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Valencino?
Hello?
Yes, Mayor.
I got 2 hours.
Some of the electricity
Sorry,
here
it's good to
in the,
report a lot of things that are happening.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to start with an update on the New Jersey SEM. Last public meeting, I reported on the status of the electricity auction, and if you recall, they successfully received a bid for the street lighting with Constellation Energy, but unfortunately, at that auction mid-April, they didn't receive an acceptable bid for the fixed contracts for electricity. I think they missed our strike price by 0.4 cents per kilowatt hour. So they restructured the bid. It's going out for bid again in about a week, and hopefully we'll be successful the second time around to complete the auction on the electricity. If you recall, the end of 2010, right after Christmas, we had a significant snowstorm. Our police chief, Don Ingrassalino, and our Office of Emergency Management, they collected the costs related to the snow removal, and it amounted to something in excess of $40,000, I believe. We submitted for reimbursement through the Office of Emergency Management, and we'll be receiving a reimbursement of in excess of $30,000
Nice.
Of federal funds for those costs. On Sunday, May 22nd, the Elmwood Park Volunteer Ambulance Corps will have their car show in the Kmart parking lot, and it'll start at 10 a.m. So hope to see you there. And to just pick up on what Tom mentioned, indeed, this week was a great week for the United States. With Memorial Day approaching, I'd like to just thank the members of our intelligence community, men and women of our armed forces for their perseverance over the last 10 years. for bringing swift justice to the individual that caused a lot of pain for a lot of citizens in the United States. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Thank you. Mr. Giblin? In my report, I'd just like to indicate that last week, we had a cleanup week, and anybody who wished to participate in these cleanup weeks, please contact my office. My secretary, Pat Burke, who is also the recycling coordinator, had many young people from town come in, and they were designated areas of town to go and clean up, and they did that. They did a nice job. We're also having the prisoners come in, and they're doing some cleanup work in and around town, and also doing some painting where it's needed. So these are prisoners from Bergen County. They're only there for a year, and they're not hardcore criminals. These are people who are going to be leaving the prison in a month or two, and they just want to get out and do things, and they're paid, I think it's $1 a day to do that. It was a program that I started as a freeholder with the sheriff at the time, and it's worked tremendously. The prisoners like it. It gives them a day out of jail. It gives them a couple dollars to do that, and it helps the communities clean up. And maybe you've seen some of them on the highways cleaning up the trash on major highways. So they do that. I'm pleased to report that the Cinco Paint Building, that's the building across the boulevard from Company 4, the firehouse next to the Little League field. There's an old decrepit building that's been there for years and years, and we had some contamination problems with that building. They've been rectified to an extent that we're asking for quotes on what it would cost to tear the building down. And ironically, when that building comes down, I did get a call from one of the owners of the Chrysler Industries, who was asking me if they can have more parking. Is there any way they can get more parking? Because they've gotten a nice new contract with the government to do some work, and they need more parking. So as soon as that building's down, they may have to still monitor the environment in the ground there, any taxation, and we can put some crushed stone, as Councilman Chewinski has indicated, would be a good idea, and they can get parking in there, and we can pick up a few more dollars in ratables by having them park in there. So I think that's an excellent move. One of the things that wasn't mentioned that I'd like to mention with Mr. Conboy is that I'm not particularly thrilled of having conflict of two summer recreation programs, with the school having one and we having one. I think Tom is correct by indicating if they're going to have an academic program, which is good for the school to have an academic program, if they want to participate in the summer recreation program and come down in the afternoon, we have a bus, we can pick the kids up and bring them down, and they can enjoy what we have been offering over the years in our recreation program, which includes the spray ground. So it's getting a little confusing as to why that's being done, but we haven't, and I hope we can resolve it and have one program. Other than that, I'd like to commend again the Finance Committee, Mr. Boncino and Mr. Conboy, and who else was on? I don't remember. And Mr. Catamagna, thank you. And the rest of the council for putting in and doing some work on this budget. It's an excellent budget. In the fact that it's going to cost $16.75 a quarter. We shouldn't get any major increase from the county. School board said they're zero. I don't know how much it would cost minimal for the open space program from the county. But the important part is that we're looking ahead to the future years so that we're not going to have any major spikes that will cause us to lay off people who are here in our employ and are working very hard. As Mr. Kazmark has continually said, we have 15, 16, 17 people who've left and they haven't been replaced, and these people are working overtime, not getting paid overtime, they're working double time on their job to accommodate this community. I'd like to thank all of them. Is there anyone in the anyone in the audience who wishes to be heard now in the public portion? If there's no one in the audience who wishes to be heard, I'll close the public portion of the meeting, and we just sit around and we have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Mr. Boncino, second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Castiglia. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So ordered.
So what happened at